What's up, brothers and sisters out there in YouTube land? Coming back at you with another video. It's preparation day. I'm not quite prepared yet, but it's early in the day, maybe 1:30, 2 o'clock on preparation day. Kind of getting a little cleaning done and things like that, but while my floors are in there drying, I figured I would just come and make a quick little video right quick on why the Sabbath day. You know, that was kind of on my mind while I was cleaning up in the house. I was sitting there thinking, a lot of people ask me, why the Sabbath day? And this will fall in line with the feast days too. And it's not going to be a scriptural study or anything. Well, it kind of is, because all the things that I'm going to be coming from are scriptural principles about the Sabbath day. But people ask me a lot, why the Sabbath day? And I like to throw the feast days in there too, because those are also Sabbaths, if people didn't know that. And scripturally, all the feasts are in Leviticus 23. If you go read Leviticus 23, those are the feast of Yah, is what they're called. And it actually, in the beginning, mentions the Sabbath day first and then the seventh feast, because the Sabbath day is a feast day. But why the Sabbath? The reason for the Sabbath is that the reason that it's there is that it's an appointed time. And I know I've said this in another video, but the Sabbath is an appointed time to Yah. Same as the feast days, those are appointed times. They are appointed times for worship, because I get a lot of people say, well, I worship the Father every day. Well, I'll tell you, just like the Messiah did, you do well for doing that, because I worship the Father every day too. It's just that the Sabbath day, the seventh day Sabbath, is an appointed time. And it's kind of like this, if you think about it, depending on if you're male or female. If this was your wife or your husband, because this is a marriage agreement, and I've always said that the commandments are wedding vows to Yeshua, actually, because he's going to be our husbandman. But the Sabbath day is an appointed time, and think of it as if, let's just say, if you love your wife, you love her very much, more than anything. And she says that I'm going to be at this place on Saturday at this time. If you want to spend some time with me, meet me there. So that's what you got. That's pretty much what it is. He laid out the time because he's the author of time, and it's pretty much he's pretty much saying, I'm going to be here. Come and join me. So we don't ever want to miss joining him, because I will tell you this: you start keeping the Sabbath and the feast days, you show up at that appointed time, trust me, he's there and you'll know it, because that's one of the blessings of keeping it. It's a closer relationship with our husband, since it is a marriage, like I said. And I'm not trying to make a long video, but people like to ask me a lot on why the Sabbath day. I could go way, way deeper than that, because it's also a sign between us and the Father on telling him who we're worshiping. That's one of the reasons he laid that day down and made appointed times for the ones who truly worship him in spirit and truth, are going to make those appointed times. Those appointed times are going to be most important, because all those appointed times fall right in line with the Messiah. And that's why they're so important. They are types and shadows of things to come in the kingdom. But this whole construct we're in right now is a type and a shadow. The feast, when we do the feast days here on this earth, they're going to be nothing like when we do the feast days in the kingdom. When we keep the Sabbath here on earth, it's going to be nothing like keeping the Sabbath with our Messiah. Are you kidding me? But this is it's almost like practice on this earth, preparing you for the kingdom. You need to be refined. But you should also, if you're worshiping in spirit and truth, and you're a true believer on Messiah, there shouldn't be any issue with keeping the days that he laid down. But like I said, I get a lot of people, well, I worship the Father every day. That's great. That's good. I do too. My mind's constantly on the Father and the Son. But he does have appointed times, and when you miss them, it means something. And when you make them, it means something. So why the Sabbath? There you have it. It's an appointed time. He tells us that at that time, you know, in heaven. And that's the other thing, you know, the angels and everything is keeping the Sabbath, and the Messiah are keeping the Sabbath up there, or in the kingdom right now. That's going on. You know, when you know the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So when you keep the proper day, you're keeping it in line with the kingdom. So, you know, any other day of worship has nothing on that. That's when you know, the kingdom, us and the kingdom worship together. We're supposed to anyway. So when you choose another day, and you skip the appointed times, and you know the feast days, you skip the feast days, and in these other religions they do other feasts to other gods, and try to say that they're doing it to the Most High. Well, go back in the Exodus and read the story about the golden calf and what happened there. I could tell you the story, but it'd probably be better if you go read it. If you're in the truth, you already know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Israelites told Aaron to make them a golden calf so that they could worship Yah by using that golden calf. Well, he didn't like that too much, and some people died that day. But their heart was in the right place, wasn't it? They were going to do a feast of Yah by making a molten image out of gold. Didn't do too good for them. I think about 3,000 died that day for that. You know, it angered the Most High, and it angers the Most High when we say we worship Him and we don't keep His days. So that's why I do it. Hopefully this is a blessing to you. Hopefully it gives you some understanding, because I know we mention the Sabbath a lot. Not trying to just keep on doing videos on the Sabbath, but I'm telling you, man, when you're in His commandments and you're lined up, you can't help but to talk about these things, because they mean so much to Him and they mean so much to you. And when those two things collide, it's something else. But that's why I keep the Sabbath. It's an appointed time, and that's why I keep the feast. They're appointed times, and I don't want to miss it. I never want to miss it, because it's great. When the Sabbath days are over, I long for the next Sabbath day. 6 days I work and get ready for the Sabbath every week. So blessings to everybody. All praises to the Most High through the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Without our Messiah, we could do nothing. Without our Messiah, we wouldn't have salvation. And that's just where I stand on that. But once you have that salvation, you're grafted in. Once you come through that blood, and you're part of the covenants and the promise. So don't forget that. Don't forget that you're a part of the covenants and the promise when you come in there, and don't squander it. Don't squander it. It's a beautiful walk when you walk in obedience. But I love y'all out there. I hope this is edifying, and I hope it builds up. Blessings to everybody. See ya.